again, a friend of mine. I have some sessions with him. Clavin Fernandes, right? So how are you doing, Clavin, today?
I'm doing great, Aro. It's been a long time, I think, that we have spoken.
Yes,
So, yes, it's actually good to meet you, as
yes,
well as Yash's session was excellent. And yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
just looking at things. So, hello, everyone.
yeah.
Um,
So how are things with you? I mean, like, are you Mumbai or you moved? I just saw you changed the company, right? So you are still in
yes.
the Rapid Circle or moved?
No, I'm now associated to PSPDF Kit, which is a
Okay,
company based out of Austria, but I'm now in Mumbai. And
okay.
it's raining, so
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
pray to the demo gods that
Yeah.
my internet stays up and everything goes as expected.
Yeah, Dandeep also mentioned that he had a session, in-person session in Pune. Then he had to stop it because of the heavy rain, and then he put the an entire session become virtual. Yeah.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
thanks, Clavin, for your. I'm really happy that you are joining, and the floors is all yours now.
Perfect. So, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can. Thank you.
Perfect. So we have how many minutes left? 1 minute. So let's keep the screen open for 1 minute and then we will start our session.
Yeah.
So, Aro, your session is just after me. Is that right?
Yes, as mine is just after your session, right? So
Okay,
I want to keep
perfect.
it. I want to keep it like when all the best session is over, then I my session will over. So at least I can listen to your amazing speeches and learn from you, and then I show my session.
So, first
Yeah.
and foremost, congratulations. I guess you got a MVP even in the BI world, right?
Yes.
Bought a,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm into business applications. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
like yeah. My company is doing a lot
data.
of business applications thing. I thought like less hands dirty in the this field as well. Let's see how it works there. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So, now we are ready to go.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to Power Platform classmates. My name is Clavin, and I work as a developer relations and support services for PSPDF Kit. I'm also a Power Automate super user, so I contribute in the community. I'm a Microsoft MVP for business application. I run my own blog that is clavinfernandes.wordpress.com. My Twitter handle is @clavinfernandes, and you can type in Clavin Fernandes on LinkedIn. Just remember it's Clavin, Clavin, and you'll find me on LinkedIn as well. So feel free to connect with me. So, why are we here? We are going to learn Power Virtual Agents. We are going to learn Power Virtual Agents from the PL900 perspective. Okay, that's the first thing. So, before I go ahead, let me actually launch my browser and let's go to the certifications page, right? So, this is the page that you need to go to if you're planning to give the exam. Now, here, my friends, you will see that Power Virtual Agent will consist of 5 to 10% in the exam. Now, when I say that, okay, understand this. Don't just wink off the topic saying like it's 5 to 10%, let's just ignore it and just neglect it and concentrate on other things that have more weightage. Understand this. This 5 to 10% is very important because you're learning a technology. Secondly, don't be amazed, okay? Don't be amazed if you get more than 5 to 10% related questions, more than 5 to 10% of the questions in the whole exam related to Power Virtual Agents, right? Recently, I spoke to someone and he told me, Clavin, I think it's more than 5 to 10%. So that's a quick little tip out here. Don't neglect Power Virtual Agents. So let's go back to the slides. So firstly, I'll introduce you to Power Virtual Agent. So Power Virtual Agents are used to create AI-enabled bots. Now, when I say AI, it's artificial intelligence. Now, we all know about bots, right? We already knew about bots from at least 10 years from now back. If we go back 10 years, everybody knows about bots. Did you ever imagine that you could create bots without code? Honestly, for me, this particular technology, when Microsoft launched, it was a dream come true. I'm a business user. I consult technology. I like to go ahead and spread the word about technology. And one thing that I always dreamt about is creating bots. And that also AI enabled bots. And Power Virtual Agent will help you do that. Now, when I say that, what is Power Virtual Agent? Firstly, Power Virtual Agent empowers the teams to easily create chatbots using guided user interface without the need of being a data scientist or a coder or a developer or a researcher, right? You just need to understand the business. That's all you need to create a bot. Now, when I say that, understand this. Business user is the one who understands the business. But one thing he lacks is writing of code. So what he does in the past, we used to go to a developer, we used to talk to him. So there's a lot of time where the knowledge is being transferred to the developer. Developer writes code using his bot framework, and then he comes back to you with the bot, and you say, I think you lost. You went ahead and misinterpreted my saying or misinterpreted things, and I think you need to recode. So a lot of time is lost, right? So what if the business user creates a bot? First thing, it will save time, right? It will save cost. And when I say that, you will create better performant bots as well. When it comes to cost, don't only think about development cost. Also think about your employees, right? I would say about this as well. So there are repetitive questions coming up in chatbots like when is the party or what is the pricing, how can I raise a ticket, etc. I think you should automate those things related to Power Virtual Agents first. You know why? Because people get bored by these questions. It's repetitive. It's just repetitive, right? You want your employees' satisfaction to go up by doing things that they like, not by getting them bored, right? So Power Virtual Agent can also improve your employee satisfaction. Now, when I say that, there's another thing. Power Virtual Agent can also help improve customer satisfaction. As humans, we cannot be available 24/7. We will also have some bad times and good times. So why not go ahead and have a bot instead for these questions? And bot can resolve these first level issues. So let's go to the next slide. Perfect. So what are the highlights of Power Virtual Agent? First and foremost, you can get started in seconds. Now, this is very important. You don't need an ID to create Power Virtual Agent. You don't need to install any software on your computer to use Power Virtual Agent. You don't need to have Visual Studio license to create Power Virtual Agents. All you need is a browser. Go to the browser, log in, start creating your Power Virtual Agent. Secondly, it empowers subject matter experts. The person who knows the business will have a better idea to create bot. Third, enables rich natural language conversation. Yes, my friends. At one point, you will say that a bot is better than human if you configure it perfectly. Why? Because as humans, we can have typos, right? Bot will never have typos. Okay, that's my understanding of things. Next, enable chatbots to take action. What if there's a chatbot who just talks and does nothing? It's of no use, right? So chatbots can also take actions by invoking Power Automate. I guess you all have learned about Power Automate. Power Automate is a platform where you can create Microsoft flows and automate business processes. Finally, Power Virtual Agent also gives you a dashboard where you can see how your bot is performing, how you can improve the performance of the bot, how well your bot can is performing, or what is the CSAT score, how satisfied are your end customers with the bot. Depending on that, you can tweak your bot and then you can get more out of it. So now that we know about Power Virtual Agent, let's talk about the components, or let's talk about the main components. One of the main component, in fact, I'll say that the heart of Power Virtual Agent is the topics. Topics define how the chat conversation plays out. A topic usually has a trigger phrase. For example, how you will trigger the bot. For example, let's say, how much is the price? That's a question. How is the weather? That's a question. Where is the party? That's a question. So that can be used as a trigger phrase. Then you have conversation notes within the Power Virtual Agent. One of things would be messages, like going ahead and telling people what you think about things or asking people questions. Then you have conditions, that is decision making. And then you have actions. We already spoke about actions, right? Calling Power Automate. Then you can also redirect one topic to another topic. So don't simply complicate the whole thing by building everything in one topic. If needed, you can redirect to another topic as well. Next come the entities. Now, when I say entities, do not get confused by the term entity with a SQL entity or an entity in CDS. There's no CDS as of now. There's Dataverse and there's no entity. There's tables. But don't get confused with these terms, right? Entity is a big part of the conversation because it takes care of natural language understanding. One of the fundamental of natural language understanding will be user dialogue, right? So entities help you communicate with the end user. For example, when a user puts in his phone number, in the back end, Power Virtual Agent will go ahead and recognize it. And it will extract the phone number automatically from the sentence. Maybe they use a regular expression for this, right? Or if they put in a person name, a Power Virtual Agent can extract the person name and also divide it into first and last name. So entities is a very important term. Finally, the actions. Actions enable chatbots to call Power Automate or Microsoft Flow. It can be as simple as sending an email or updating an Excel file or even updating a SharePoint list. But this is very important because it enables your Power Automate, it enables your Power Virtual Agent to do the actions that you need. So now, enough of talking, let's get into the demo. So before I go into the demo, I was actually talking to someone the other day, right? She works in the HR field. She's an HR of the company. She told me, Clavin, you talk about no code, pro code, this code, without code, right? Everything that is business user related. You speak so much about it. Can you empower me? I said, okay, I'll try to empower you. Now, why am I telling you this? If you are planning to take up a career in Power Platform as a developer or as an analyst or anything else, the main reason or the first thing that you need to know is get your consulting hat on and talk to people. Now, I was talking to this HR and she was telling me about her requirement. Her requirement was very, very straightforward. She said, I manage a company which has like 10,000 employees and we are like around 15 HRs. My company is organizing an event. Now we have created the forms, but sometimes people don't like to go ahead and fill in forms because they have so much to do in their work that they forget it. And after that, they end up in the party. But what things that they always look at is Teams and SharePoint site. So I was like, okay, they look at Teams and SharePoint. So what if we start a conversation in Teams? She told me this. I did not tell her this. So I was like, okay, so what do you mean? You're going to go ahead and ping 10,000 people individually? She said, no, that's why I'm come to you, right? So I told her, okay, then let me think. And I think Power Virtual Agent will be a good fit for your requirement. So when I said that, she was like, yes, actually Power Virtual Agent is being used in my company. So I said, awesome, then you have the licenses as well. So next, what I did is that I introduced her to this portal. On this portal, if you're planning to give the exam, one thing that is very important, that is read the documentation. Look at all the videos and get a high level understanding of things. You're giving PL 900, you need to have a high level understanding of the technology, right? Look at these things. Get the portal in your head, right? What you can do by clicking on what button. That's also important. Next, if you get stuck, as you know, right? We are humans, we get stuck with questions and then we do not know who to ask the questions to. Don't worry, Microsoft has an awesome community. We are all part of this community. Aro, Yash, myself, Ritika, everyone out there, right? Post your question in the community. Someone out there will have this problem or has had this problem in the past and has a solution for it. And understand this, my friend. 99.9% of the time, you'll get an answer within few hours. So use the community. Now, what if there's something not available in the Power Virtual Agent? What next? Should I just sit back and just think, okay, it's never going to come? No, go and post the idea. Post an idea, Microsoft will look at it and they will, and if they like it, they will implement it. So we are an open community, right? Now, once you have a good gist of the home screen, the next thing would be topics. So what is topics? As I told you, topics is a way of playing out a conversation. So if you see, there are icons out here. One is with the wheel and one is just a normal message icon. So there are some inbuilt topics. For example, this is lesson one, which is an inbuilt topic. And if you see, it starts with a trigger phrase. So what I can do is I can type in store hours, right? And if you see, it just played off and it told me that in Redmond, it's open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then in Seattle, it's open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Awesome, right? It just played the conversation. That's what the topic is. You need a trigger. If you type in something related to open and close timing, this will trigger and this will go ahead and play the whole conversation. Now, the next important point is the entity. Now, entities are also pre-built. Microsoft has taken a good care of this, I would say. The reason is all the entities that you need in day-to-day conversation are already pre-built. For example, you have the email address, you have the language, you have the money. Money is important, so money is there. You have the speed, you have the URLs, and so on and so on, zip code. But what if you do not, you want to create a custom entity? So let's go back to our HR friend. So she says she's organizing a party and she wants to know about the menu, like they are distributing food in the party. So what if we create an entity? There are two type of entities that you can create, or you can choose a method. One is a closed list and the second one is a regular expression. Regular expression means pattern matching. A good example is written here as well. You'll see if the pattern has got numbers 0 to 9, and if it's 6 digits, then it's set to be a KB article. So that's pattern matching for you, right? But we do not need pattern matching out here. We need a closed list. So let's get into creating one. So what I'll say food menu. So I'll say menu, and I can say this is food menu for party, right? And what are the food menus? So let's keep it simple, non-veg. And then I will add veg. But when I was talking to her, she told me, Clavin, some people don't type in non-veg. Some people type in chicken or fish. So what we can do is that we can create synonyms. Think about other words for expressing your customers might use to reference something, right? The HR upfront told me that if somebody types in fish, it should be non-veg, right? So I can just type in fish out here. And next, what I can do is I can type in chicken. Perfect. So, and I'll click on done. Next, for veg, I think there's only one thing that I can type, and I'll type in paneer. Okay. And I'll click on done. And here, my friends, you have created your own entity. So it's taking a little bit of time to get saved. And understand this, entities are important because it is a way to go ahead and understand the user intent. So what we are doing out here, we are trying to understand the user intent. Our entity is in place. Awesome. Next, what we need to do, we need to create a topic, right? We need to trigger this up. So let's create a new topic. She has done this in the past. So she told me, Clavin, people might type in something like a party. Understand this, a trigger phrase can be 5 to 15 words that work the best. And it should be around 5 to 10 short trigger phrases. You don't need to worry about capitalization or making them plurals or even the spellings. But what you need to do is give some good options out here. So I'll type in party. That's the first trigger phrase. Then I'll type in party time. Then I'll type in when is the party, right? For now, let this be it. So the trigger phrase is 3, right? When somebody types in party, they will be, the bot will be triggered. Let me also give my bot a name. because the other day my browser freezed and this went away. So company party bot. Perfect, right? So here I can type in a message. Now, one thing that I have seen, okay, people are more comfortable when they know that they are talking to a bot rather than after some time they get to know that they are talking to a bot. So tell them upfront that you're going ahead and talking to bot. So I can say, hi, I am your party organizer bot, right? That's it. So this will be the first message that it plays. Once you have the message, let's ask a question. Now, this time, bot is going to ask me, what is your name, right? And here, my friends, I should add a question mark as well because this is a question. Here, my friends, I'm going to use a pre-built entity. Now, I did not create an entity named as person, but if you see, this is a pre-built entity and this can be used. And what does it extract? It extracts the full name of the person from the string. Now, next, another thing that you see in this action is variables. Now, you don't want all of your variables to look like VAR, right? You need to give them some descriptive names. So what is this variable name going to be? I'll type in P name, right? Person name. So next, what I'm going to do, now I know the person name. Now I can go to the main question saying that, okay, ask a question. And I'll say, are you planning to attend the party? That's going to be my question. Now, in this question, I can type in, I need to give it a Boolean because it's going to be yes or a no, or a true or a false, right? So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in party attendance. Now, this is a variable that will be stored, right? This is a variable. Next, what I'm going to do, now I have this. Next, I'm going to add a condition because if someone attends the party. So party attendance is equal to true, then do this. If not, then do this, right? I'll get some more real estate now. So I've minimized this. So here it's true, then what next? If it's true, then I can say, mm, ask a question. Yeah, I'll ask a question again. I'll say, what would you prefer in the menu, right? And here, my friends, I can use my entity that I have created. And if you see, there's also an option to show things or display things, right? So I'm going to display that and I'm going to give this a name. So I'll say F menu or food menu, right? And what I'll do is that if it goes to the no condition, I'll just type in a friendly message out here, right? Saying that we will miss you at the party. Right? And here I will say, I'll give a message out here. Okay, let's not give a message now. We'll do it later. I'll save this out first. Okay, I'm saving it. And let's try to see if our bot actually works. Right? So the topic is saved. Now, if you see, this is an icon that you need to click. So if you think that it's the bot testing pane is missing, and just click here and the bot comes up, right? So here I'm going to type in a trigger. So I'll type in party. So it's taking a little bit of time, but hopefully this gets triggered. Okay, it's taking a little bit more time than expected. Let's try my luck again. So I'll say party time. Yes, my friends, my bot has triggered. And if you see the first message that I get, I'm your party organizer bot. It's good, right? And then what is your name? It's asking me. So I'll type in my name. I'll say Clavin Fernandes. Okay, are you planning to attend the party? Yes, I'm going to attend the party. Would you prefer veg or non-veg? I can just say non-veg, right? And that's it. The conversation ends there. Now, let's try something else, right? Now, let's say Aro is typing in. So party time. And I'm your party organizer bot. So I'll say Aro. Okay. Aro. So are you planning? Yes, even Aro is planning to attend the party. But now what he does is that he types in paneer. I hope Aro you're veg or non-veg. Sorry, I don't know. I just typed in something, whatever that you prefer. So let's see. So even here, it's telling me that it's paneer. But here, let me try to do something more. So let me type in a message and let's see what comes back. So I'll say your food menu is, and I'll use this variable f menu. And here I'll type in more things. Mm, your booking is confirmed. I should think of something else, but that's fine. Your booking is confirmed, or your party attendance is confirmed, and then I'll put in the username as well. So it's going to be um, party p name, right? It's p name. Yes, person name is p name. So this is it, right? So I'll save my bot again and let's try something else. I think I misspelled paneer, so want to show you how you can also use and how the variables are also displayed when you go ahead and start a topic and when you start a conversation. Variables are very important because that's the way the bot actually talks to you, and you can pass these variables in to some to even power automate or take actions to it. So let's type in again. So party time. What's your name? I type in my wife's name. F. Yes, she's also planning to attend the party. Now I'm not going to type in veg or non-veg. I'll just type in fish. So here, my friends, you see, bot was smart enough to say that fish is non-veg. And if you look out here in this icon, the variables are filled. The variables are filled. So you know exactly what is the current value of the variable by looking at this. Isn't it awesome? Right? It's awesome, right? So now what next? Let me just minimize this again. Let me just minimize this again. Let me just close the chatbot. Now, once you have this out here, what we can do is we can actually take an action, right? Because we need to put this somewhere else. We need to put this data somewhere else. So let's take an example like HR told me perhaps Clavin, we use SharePoint a lot. So perhaps we should add this data to a SharePoint list. So she created a list with basically two columns, title and menu, right? And I want to send this data. So I'll say uh, call an action and I'll create a flow. Now here, my friends, I can put in a variable and this variable will be f person name first, person name. And next one would be the food menu. Once I have these two things, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add an action. The action is what? Where do I want to create this particular entry? I want to create it in SharePoint. So SharePoint, and here I'm going to type in create item, right? Here I'm going to give my SharePoint site URL. So this is Power Automate for you. And here I'm going to select a list. So the list is there. The list name is party time. And now it should give me these variables. So what I'm going to pass in, I'm going to pass in the person name in the title, and in the menu, I'm going to pass in the food menu. Let me just give this a meaningful name. So party time flow, and I'll just save it. Let's wait till it gets saved. So it's getting saved. Understand this. This is just an example. You can maybe update an Excel file or send an email or do talk to a SQL server, update in SQL, multiple things that you can do, right? So let me go back and let me try to add an action. So let's say add an action and my flow name was party time flow. So it's here. And here, my friends, I can give it the variables that I have used. So first variable that I'm going to give it is a p name, that's person name. And then I'm going to give an f menu, right? And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the conversation, right? I'm going to end the conversation with a survey. Now, why am I going ahead and adding a survey? Because based on the survey or the CSAT score, you can actually improve your bots. We'll also look at that later. Let me end it here as well. So end conversation, maybe end with a survey, right? Okay, perfect. So it's ending with the survey. Let me again save my flow. So what have we learned till now while this is getting saved? We understood about topics, we understood about entities, we understood about actions, we understood about variables. So I hope that you are learning with me, right? You are with me in this learning path. So here, my friends, I'll again type in party time. So this triggered. What's your name? My name is, let's start with my name again. So I'll type in Clavin Fernandes. Are you planning to attend the party? Yes, I am. I'm planning to eat non-veg food. And here, if you see, my Power Automate has triggered. It's here and it's gone to the end the conversation. So what I'll say, did it answer? Yes. And I'll give it a rating as well. I'll say my Power Automate is like 5 star or my Power Virtual Agent is 5 star. If I go back, here, my friends, Power Virtual Agent wrote this out to SharePoint. So now from the HR's point of view, she can just export this list as an Excel and send it to the caterer or send it to the hotel so they can arrange and do the needful, right? So her problem here is solved. You have solved a real world example within how many minutes? That's my question. You have addressed the business user's problem. She knows the business, she knows how things work. Now, next, the bot is there. But one thing that she told me is, Clavin, I want this bot to be published in Microsoft Teams and I also want this bot to be available on a SharePoint site. So under this publish, so if you see there's publish out here, under this publish, you have various options, various channels that you can configure, right? So what are the channels that are supported out of the box? It's Microsoft Teams, right? So if I want to publish it to Teams, I can just click here. It's loading. You can also publish it to Slack. You can also publish it to, let me open this bot. Okay, it will open. I'll just hit cancel and I'll say use web instead because I'm using another account in for demonstrating this. So here I can use it with Teams. If you see it's trying to open my bot, you can publish it to Facebook, you can publish it to your website, you can publish it so many places. So here I'm clicking on open, right? So here if you see, I'll just again type in party time. This should trigger my conversation or my topic. Yeah, it's my party organizer bot. What's your name? My name is RO because I'm filling it from here and it's RO Teams. I'll just put in Teams so that we know that it's coming from Teams. Right. So next what I'm going to do, yes, he's also planning to attend the party. Why not? And then what you can say, he prefers veg food, right? So now the organization is using this bot from Teams. If you see, there's a small little icon out here. So that's my party organizer bot. So if I go back to my SharePoint and if I try to refresh this, you see RO Teams is here. So now we have published the bot to Teams. What did I do? I just clicked a button. Now there's a second use case that she told me, right? She told me, Clavin, I want to publish this bot to a SharePoint page. Now I went back here and I scrolled down and said, Slack, group me, kick line 12. No SharePoint. And I was like, okay, my SharePoint is not there. It was like, okay. Then I thought about it, right? If I want to embed this bot, how can I embed it? Because SharePoint itself has got a lot of web paths that are inbuilt. One thing that came to my mind is what if I embed this bot as an iframe, right? So here, my friends, I'm going to add the embed part. Here it is. And here I'm going to use an iframe with a URL, which looks something like this. So the URL is web.powerva.onmicrosoft.com/web/site. And then I need a bot name. So the bot name can be copied from the URL itself. So this is my bot GUID. So I'll just copy it and I'll go back here. I'll paste this in. I'll close with a I'll close with a double quote, and then I will structure my iframe. So I'm Googling it. I already have one ready. So it's like I'm just giving a frame border of 0, style, width, height, iframe. And here, my friends, you see that the iframe is embedded in SharePoint. Now, using the same logic or using the same scenario, what you can do, you can publish it to any particular platform, right? You can publish this to any particular platform. So here I'll type in again, party time. What's your name? My name is Yash, and this time I'll type in SharePoint. Are you planning to attend the party? Yes, he's planning to attend the party. He'll go for a veg food. And here, say yes. And I'll just give it 5 stars again because my bot is awesome. I'll say no thanks. So if I go back here into my SharePoint list, so it's in site contents and party time, you see, yes, SharePoint is here as well. So here, my friends, you have published the bot even to SharePoint. Now there might be questions. How can I get the username on a fly? This always comes up. So if you're using, so first thing to know the username, you need to authenticate. So if you're using Teams, okay, if you're using Teams, you get a variable known as X username, I guess, X bot username, something like that. Or else what you can do, you can set up authentication mechanism and then you can get out the token from your Azure AD. And how will you get that? You can also use some actions such as get user profile and get the entire user profiles as well. Okay, we are not going to demonstrate that because this is a PL 900 exam, but yes, it's good to know that. So next, as I told you, let's talk about the next part of it, that is analytics before we get into manage, right? So here you see that you have a Power BI dashboard embedded within the Power Virtual Agent. Yes, you heard it right. And these dashboards provide you insights of what your bot is doing. So let's say that you have an overlap, like two topics are similar. In that case, it tells you that these two topics are 90%, 94% similar. What bot is doing the best? What is the best performant bot in your organization? You can see it out here. You see 4.7% is the CSAT score. The worst bot out here is the company ENV bot. So I know that I need to work on the company ENV bot and improve that particular bot. All other bots are doing just fine. It's just one bot that is a problem. If you see, my lesson one bot has got, which is an inbuilt bot, is 5%. It's like 5 on 5. So it has the best CSAT score, right? Then you have sessions. I do not have any sessions out here because I'm using my own computer. And then you have the billing. So next, what you can do is, yeah, let's look at another important thing. Okay, there was something that I wanted to show you. So let's take up another topic. Now, what if I go ahead and type in something like, let me clear this first, and I type in hi. The person does not type in party time, right? But here you see it's giving you a message and it's redirecting to another topic. So this is topic redirection. So if at all, if you see I'm using the gifting topic. So let me edit this a little. So let me actually go here and let me just delete this and let me redirect it to our particular topic. So if anybody types in good afternoon, hello agent or something like that, they should be redirected to the topic that we created, right? So I'll say, first I'll ask a question here before saying that. So, or show a message. Are you looking for party organizer bot? You can add conditions out here, but you don't need to do that now because this is just exam preps. You can branch it out. And then I'll say redirect to a topic. So our topic that we just created is company party bot, right? So here, if I go ahead and save this, next time when somebody types in hi or types in hello agent or something else, or say good morning, good afternoon, or so on, it will first ask you, are you looking for the party organizer bot? So I'll say hi, or what was it? It was hello. Let's type in hello. So here, my friends, you see it went to the party organizer bot and it's asking me the name. Okay, I should have put in a better message saying that I'm your party organizer bot and you're talking to a but you get a gist, right? You can redirect one topic to another. The reason I'm showing you this is because just understand this. Don't overcomplicate your topics. Don't make it mm, uh, so long that it never you can't even remember and imagine so many variables. Plumb them up whenever you can. Okay, go ahead and redirect topics. So this is another important thing. Now let's go to the manage. So manage gives you details. With the details, you can actually go ahead and change the icon. You can change the name of the bot. It gives you the environment ID. You remember I copied the bot ID. So the bot ID is here. You can copy it and add it to your iframe. You have channels to which you can publish it. Then you can transfer it to an agent. Now, in the build this year, they actually said that you can actually configure a telephone as well. So you can add telephony out here. But as of now, you can transfer it to an omni-channel experience. Then comes the security. Understand this security authentication. If you authenticate, you'll get to know the user details or else it will be anonymous. It's for teams. And if you don't want something, just understand this. This might come into your, this might be one of the exam questions. What are the service providers? So you can say Active Directory 2, and generic auth 2. Okay, so this is one thing. And you can configure this here by putting in basic client ID, client secret, etc. Now, next, what I can do is I can close this. I'll say, okay, go close. Skills. Skills is something related to pro development. Okay, understand this. When I say pro development, you need to engage a developer. You can add your own set of skills to the bot, right? This is also known as fusion development. Again, I'm going to tell you something exciting, but let's wait, right? Then you have the AI capabilities. Most of the AI capabilities are out here is in preview. So as I told you, we had a topic overlap detection where it showed me 94% of my topic A is matching to topic B. Okay. And then you have all the preview features here. You can just keep it on, right? So that's pretty much it when it comes to creating bots, right? So let's go back to the slides. So let me go back to the current slide. Yes, so we finished the demo. Next, what's next with Power Virtual Agents, right? So I am going to actually click on this URL. It's actually an URL, but it's not. Yeah, and this is it. This is an article from May 2022, right? End of May. So what's coming next towards you? As I told you, skills, right? Fusion development. Power Virtual Agent will support fusion development using the same user interface. Yes, my friends. You can work hand in hand with the developer. If something is not available, the developer can work with you. He can use his broad framework composer and you can use all your citizen developer skills that is about the business and you can unify both of them and create better operational bots. Yes, that's it. Next, what you can do. You can add images and videos directly into a conversation. That's going to come up. Yes. Adaptive cards is going to come up. Dynamic response. Yes, it's going to be there. Next, what you can see, popular power effects formulas can be used directly in the bot. Next, what you can do, you can use the telephony channel that I was talking about. Azure Communication Services, you can use that and transfer it to an agent. And then you can also get some compliance tool that's coming soon, such as DLP policies. Yes, my friend, this was missing. But now you can apply DLP policies in the future, right? With Power Virtual Agent. Why am I showing you this? The reason I'm showing you this is because just understand Microsoft is investing a lot in Power Virtual Agent. And it's going to be the next big thing, right? So don't go ahead and skip the topic in PL 900. Again, going back to the slides. And finally, I want to say thank you everyone for attending this session. Thank you to the organizers and thank you for inviting me. It was great pleasure to present here. And I'm open for questions. So let me just look at the questions out here. Yes, later on with skills, you can do that. Just one question. Hello, Aro, Ritika, everyone on mute.
No, no, I was checking a question which came. So I think you already covered. Maybe I just want to from Arpita that can
Yeah.
we convert the PVA to the Azure bot?
I'm not aware of it, to be very honest. I've done the opposite way around. So I'll get back to you with that. Okay. I
Yeah,
mostly target towards the business users. That's what I do. And yeah, I do a little bit of development as well related to Azure bot framework. I'm learning. Okay. Everyone is learning. I'm learning as well.
but Arpita, I just want to give you a brief that the using Azure bot, I'm not against all both even the MVPs always kept learning. I know about PBA is possible to do it, but with I have done directly Azure bot, not integrated to PAVA, but let Calvin confirm again.
Yes, so
Yeah.
there are skills out here. These skills, you can create a bot in the bot framework and then integrate it. I think she asked the other way around, right?
Mm.
Can I export the PVA into the bot? So
Yeah.
I'll just tell you, I showed you a link, right, Aro? This is exciting. Okay, Arpita, this is exciting. I think this will be the best thing that you can see. It's in the future, it's in the roadmap. If you see, Microsoft is going to give you an unified canvas where you can, citizen developer and pro developer will work hand in hand. So yes, it's going to come. Okay, if it's not there as well, it's going to come. Yes. So, any other questions? What license is required? It really depends on what license. For example, you also get licenses with Office 365 that you can use. Office 365 for Teams as well. I guess, Aro, you can use, you create bots directly from Teams, which can leverage CDS, etc. So it really depends on what you need as well.
Yeah, what is your endpoint? That is the thing which Calvin is asking, whether you want to do within Teams, then it's free for you. But if you want to do maybe outside, you want to publish to the public website or your own internal website, then you have to get license. And license, I mean, it depends on how you do it. But there are a couple of things. Again, not everyone here is a licensing specialist, but it's not too costly, I will say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and main thing out here, talk whenever you take a decision, talk to Microsoft sales about it. Okay, don't take our word for a gospel.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk to them. They know their job and they'll give you the right information. But yeah, for Teams, it's free.
Yeah, one more thing which I want to call out here. One thing that all we are, I guess, consultants, right? We can give advice, but if you want to have really, you what Calvin said, you have to consult with a salesperson from Microsoft or the partner who can give you best advice. Second thing is that Microsoft gives some offering, some kind of a discount if the customer size is bigger, right? Maybe 10,000, 5,000. So they have a discount on that, right? So you have to be cognizant and aware that what is the company size. Your is uh, 100 user, maybe the license won't be if it's sufficient. If you have 10,000 user, Microsoft can give some advice to or some discount to that. So I've seen myself as a consultant that for the bigger seats, you get a cheaper rate.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly because it happens everywhere, even in Azure, everywhere. So if you should always consult the sales for this.
Yeah. So yeah, Usha, is it possible to put a bot in the Canvas app?
I think yes, by using the embedded thing or
Yeah, embedded. Yeah, just like Power BI, you can embed with anything inside.
yeah, that's interesting, Aro. That's very interesting. So this is actually a very good thing, right? That Usha brought up. So just imagine this: you can embed Power BI within your Canvas app, okay? And Power BI, I know that you can embed a chatbot. So if you want, that's a workaround for you that you embed a chatbot into Power BI and then embed the Power BI report into a Canvas app.
Yeah,
Isn't that awesome?
yeah, it is something awesome thing which people can do. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So that's one pro tip. That's from us. So anyone going to give a PL 900 exam, just I want to just bring this up again. Just don't think that it's 5 to 10%, right? Just go ahead and study it. It's first thing, the technology is awesome, and don't get confused, right? This part out here, which is first, right? The business value of Power Platform might have questions in a mix, which will have Power BI, which will have Power Virtual Agent, which will have Power Apps. Do everything, okay? Do everything and go. Because if you're looking out for a job in Power Virtual, for example, in Power Platform, and if you go to an interview, you say you're PL 900 certified, and then somebody will ask you about Power Virtual Agent. And if you're not able to answer it, it will be a little bit in a sticky situation, right?
Yeah, you should be able to articulate what you learned in that. Yeah. So rather than just mug up, important to get the core concept settled, I will say.
Exactly. And always remember, if you are going to be a Power Platform developer or a consultant, consultancy skills matter. That's why I took up an example of my HR friend, right? I've been talking to many people, understand this, many people around the world who actually are not technical, but they know the business. And the business idea, you out there who all are attending this session, who all have spent the time on the Saturday, will be bringing those ideas into reality by using Power Platform, using no code.
Yeah.
No questions, I guess, then.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, you covered the majority of the in your sessions as well. So Rahul also getting started and all. So Rahul, again, that's the when you use Power Platform, when using Office 365, what is available for you, irrespective whether it's a business premium or within E5, you have Power Apps and Power Automate. Okay, what not is available for you, which is add-on, is something called as a Power Virtual Agents and Power BI, right? These are part of the ecosystem, but they are not free in general, right? So Power Virtual Agents is not free, but they're 30 days trial, which you can try out on this. Yeah. So what we will share with you is about the licensing part. You can see, I mean, what I will say that Power Platform, the licensing um, is something not too straightforward, I will say. They keep changing the things. So we give the right information to you where to get the details. Then you can talk to your sales, Microsoft sales, or your partner who can help you and advise.
Yeah.
Um,
So another word, it's tricky. Okay, it's
Yes, tricky.
tricky.
I I have seen people, they said they need a PhD to learn Microsoft and Power Platform certifications, right? You're certified in licensing. So people have PhD in certifications and Power Platform because it's, I will say, very tricky, I will say, at times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, licensing is always tricky for any platform. Like I think Aro mentioned Nintex. Even I know Aro from the Nintex days as Thomas, right? I always had conversation with him with Nintex. Licensing is never straightforward for any platform related to seats, right? For example, if there are seats involved, it's always, I can say, bespoke pricing or flexible pricing, right? They can give you a discount depending on what it is. And maybe they might not give you a discount. So better not commit to anything, talk to sales, and then go back to your organization.
Yeah. So that is the, yeah. So I mean, we have covered everything. Kevin, I think is we are short of, I mean, we are still have some time, but
Yeah,
uh,
I completed, like I was thinking there will be many questions, to be
yeah,
very honest. So I kept my 45 minutes
and
session.
it's good. At least we can get the things and all. I have no questions for the thing. I have questions for you. I mean, people who are getting started because it's PL 900.
Mhm.
Any advice that how they can get started? Like Rahul, he want to get started with the Power Virtual Agents. What is the tips to he can learn? Any things which you can advise for
So
people who are just
first,
learning?
yeah, first and foremost, okay, PL 900 certification. My thing, how did I pass the exam? How did I clear the exam? First thing, read, digest the information. Read all the modules out here, PL 900, right? Read it. At the end of the module, there'll be a knowledge check. Check your knowledge. Have you understood things? There'll be questions out here. Check, check, check. Once you think that you are able to answer the questions, I think you are in the right way, right? Next, what I want to say, each and everything, a module, it's not intermediate, and it's like it's not very big. It's like all. Microsoft has put a great amount of time and research to create these modules. Read the modules, read it, answer the questions in your knowledge base, right? Now, once you have read everything, right? I always say this, each and every Power Platform, there's a home screen, as I told you. I also told this to my HR friend. Read this documentation, right? Read these documentations. Read this. It's important. Look at the videos. If you don't like reading, don't skip it. I would still say read because I like reading stuff. But yeah, if some people don't like, go and look at these videos, right? That's another pro tip. Third tip, you can, if you're lucky, you're going to get a voucher. So that's going to be much easier. So you will get a voucher and you can actually see video tutorials. Finally, get your feet wet and hand dirty with these things, right? Fingers. Don't just read and go. Like I said, create topics, create entities, look at analytics, look at the portal from A to Z, what is possible, what is not possible. What I don't expect to come in exam is questions about preview features, so don't worry about those. But yeah, whatever is there, just remember that. Another thing that I forgot to actually mention is that if you want to show off your Power Virtual Agent skills, there's a under the publish, there's a demo website, right? You can just click here and it opens in a demo. It opens in an incognito. So you can give this off to your friends and then show off, right? Yeah, I created a bot. And this bot will work similar to any user interface. So if I type in party time, it will go ahead and start the conversation here itself. So I can just ping this URL maybe to Aro, and Aro can give his inputs like Clavin. Yeah, I think we should also involve veg, non-veg, and vegan food because nowadays vegan is something there as well, right? So you can get feedbacks from anonymous people who can test the bot as well.
Yeah, there's a awesome advice. A lot of things, the lot of pro tips you shared with us. And guys, anything, any final thing you want to ask Kevin before he, I mean, we go to the next topic, which is mine.
Yeah. Before we
Yes.
go to Aro's Power BI, understand this Power BI is really, really exciting. So yeah, I would say if anybody wants to have a cup of glass of water or a cup of coffee, go ahead and grab that, but come back before the next 5 minutes. And yeah, we are waiting here. We are excited. Aro is excited. I know that he knows a lot of Power BI, so a lot of pro tips coming your way. So yeah, just go enjoy. First and foremost, enjoy a cup of coffee or have some water,
Yeah. We
get
take a
some
5 minutes
chips.
break. Yeah, 5 minutes break. I think it's a long day for everyone. So let's have a small break, tea, coffee, chit chat with your friends or your friends, family, and then we come back in 5 minutes time. Okay. So
Perfect.
we as an organizer we take a small break as well. So we resume in 5 minutes time. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
I'll
so
be on
much,
mute
Clevin.
and
Yeah.
I'm looking ahead for your session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.